My name is Ellie Meyerfeld. I'm the CEO of the Zekelman Holocaust Center here in Farmington Hills, Michigan. The founders of the museum were themselves Holocaust survivors who were looking for a way to make sure that their story wouldn't be forgotten. They wanted a memorial, and they weren't really sure if people were going to be willing to come, and to their surprise, and really they were so excited to see, people wanted to come here to learn.
My name is Brendan Bernard, and I'm the Visitor Services and Volunteer Manager at the Zekelman Holocaust Center. When someone comes to our museum, they'll notice a few of our centerpiece exhibits, such as the boxcar, which we're standing in front of right now. The boxcar is a World War II era German Army boxcar. It gives guests an opportunity to contemplate the experience and the inhumane treatment by the Nazis towards the Jewish people and other victims of the Holocaust. Some of the other things you'll see include our Anne Frank tree and garden. In 2009, we were awarded a sapling from the actual tree that Anne Frank looked out on while she was in hiding. Today, the Anne Frank tree and garden sits at the end of our main exhibit, and guests often are inspired and they feel hope when they come to this part of the exhibit. It helps visitors remember that even in the darkest times of the Holocaust, there was hope. And there was the light in the darkness, which is core to our educational philosophy here. So another artifact that we have that a lot of guests connect with is a uniform that was worn by a gentleman named Ben Geyer. So Ben Geyer was a tailor's apprentice, and his uniform, when you look at it, you'll notice that it has lapels and some pockets sewn into it. So in Ben's situation, a free man doesn't have pockets because they don't have anything to put in those pockets. They don't have a suit coat. So this was his way of responding to his imprisonment and kind of reclaiming his identity.
So we have our core exhibit, and then we have rotating exhibits that visit. There's one right now made by an artist who did drawings while he was in a concentration camp, and then did paintings of them later. He had hidden them, survived the war, went back and got them. And he donated those to another museum, and they're able to travel. So we bring these other exhibits here to help sort of open up the story in different ways. I think it's really important for people to have a place to come to learn about the history of the Holocaust. Our mission is to engage, educate, and empower. The empowering piece of the story is when people know what happened, they can think to themselves, what can we do differently to make sure these kinds of things don't happen again? And unfortunately, they do happen again in other places around the world. So it's important to have a local place you can come to and have these experiences. For some people, they like to learn, that's great. For other people that like museums, they should come. But even for people for whom those aren't the way that they normally have those kinds of experiences, I think the idea of coming and walking through an exhibit like this can change how they feel about the world around them. They don't have to be the traditional museum goers to want to come and learn something here at the museum. I think people, when they leave this museum, they feel empowered. They understand that the story that they heard might be difficult, but that there is a light in the darkness, and that it's up to us to make sure that we can bring that light forward. And so people, when they come into our museum, they're maybe a little unsure what they're going to see, but we find that when they're talking to the staff as they're leaving, they feel good about what they've seen. There are still a handful of survivors who are speaking for us. You can come to the museum any Sunday at noon and actually have a face-to-face opportunity to experience firsthand experience with someone who went through the Holocaust.
The Holocaust didn't just happen because of the perpetrators, just because of the Nazis. It was also those who didn't stand up. It was the collaborators, the people who stood idly by. So the goal would be that after a visit here, people are able to go out into their communities and feel that sense of hope and inspiration to fight hatred where they see it.